Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
I'm Spencer.
I'm Dan.
This is Board Game Rundown. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Uno Ultimate Marvel. This is a new version of Uno. I know, yes, there's a million versions of Uno.
This isn't like the others.
There's more than one?
You get what? Yeah.
This isn't like, oh, the wild cards now make them draw 2 or something.
No, yeah. This isn't Uno Rush or Uno where they shoot the cards in your face.
Ooh.
Yeah. Totally different.
Okay.
Orange team.
Principally, this game is played the same way as Uno. You are trying to, you're playing cards either follow suit or color, or number or color. A suit is technically, I guess.
Well, sure. Move on.
But yeah, but this is the things that they add to this now. They give you have a character deck, right? So being Marvel, this is based on different Marvel superheroes. There are booster packs in the starter pack, if you will. It comes with the Black Panther. It's got Thor, Captain Marvel, and Iron Man. And also a thing that they do to add sort of like a collectability factor to it is they give you these random foil packs of cards. So this is so in this box I got one for Thor, Black Panther, Iron Man, and Captain Marvel.
You think those are all the same?
I don't know.
For the starters.
Yeah.
It
Maybe.
seems like probably.
Maybe they give you one of each for each hero, but it's random inside.
Right.
which
That's what
one.
I'm saying. Yeah, yeah.
But there are booster packs with other heroes that you can get, and I believe there might even be like blind bag cards you can buy, or like packs.
Right.
That'll just come with foil cards, which then
Crazy.
all you do is you replace them out of your normal deck. I'm not gonna lie, they look really freaking
They do
cool.
look really
It's like
good.
Uno the Gathering.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But it is so the other thing that this game does, it's different. One of the many things is also you not just win by Uno, right? Get rid of your hand.
cards, yeah.
You also can deck out your other
It is
players.
Other people.
Gathering.
So you can run people out of their other decks. I didn't win,
got
but
down
I
to 2
almost
cards.
lost
Yeah.
by
Jack
running
did.
out of cards because everyone was making me burn cards. when
That's
they
all right.
realized-
If he had actually not skipped my last turn, I would have killed him.
yeah, you would have killed me, and then Dan would have won anyways.
Yeah, that would have won
Correct.
anyway. Wouldn't
Which
have
still would
changed
have been a
anything.
better win for Dan.
You know what? I might have won, but the fact that Tim was still alive, it just kind of was a sour.
These are bad taste in
It's
mouth.
not as good. Not as good. Another thing that that they do add, so you've got, because you're playing a different hero, they all have asymmetric player powers. So you have a card with your player power on it. It might trigger at the beginning of the turn. It might trigger when you play something specific. So they're all unique. I thought Bob's was really cool because he
Yeah.
wears vibranium armor. He played as Black Panther.
Yeah.
And so he kept being able to recover cards.
Yeah, every time I killed an enemy, I get 2 cards back.
So he would, because when you how you deck out is not just playing cards, but there's going to be things that will make you burn cards.
Right.
And burning cards usually, unless otherwise specified, you're just discarding cards off top of the deck.
Yep.
Boom, boom, add them to your burn pile. That's your own private discard pile. Then you've got the discard pile in the middle,
playing
right,
on.
where everybody's playing on. But yeah, so Bob's burning cards and then he's adding them. Dan started to get low, and then like 2 turns in a row, just started like, nah, I'm just going to take all of these cards out
He
of my
put
burn
6
pile.
at one time back in his deck.
2 times. It was 3 and 3, but
Oh,
yeah.
3 and 3. It felt like 6.
It
at
felt
one
like
time.
6.
Yeah, I played a poorly written character, and basically my ability was I only used it like twice in the game, but I could at the start of my turn I could add a card to my hand and just say what I wanted the color to be.
So free wild.
Yeah,
Almost a free wild.
yeah, basically a free wild, and I still get to play kind of thing,
Yeah.
right? So that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
And Iron Man here is just about making everybody else burn pretty much all the time.
Yeah, tell me
Which
about
you can
it.
tell by that picture.
Tell me about it. And they do give you strategies. So like Thor's great at attacking other players and trying to eliminate them one at a time. So when you play as Thor, either focus on one player, which is what I should have done.
Which, well, usually it's the person next,
Right,
right? Is
yeah.
like what they're basically
yeah,
saying.
there was a one card where it was like target player burns
Right, and you
cards.
kept targeting
true,
me
that's
instead
true.
of the smart choice. So
You did
Well,
win.
you won.
right, but that's only because you didn't kill him fast enough.
Fair. Well, killing
Tell
him
me
wouldn't
that's
have
how
won
that
me the
works.
game. I had to kill everybody.
Right, but once you kill him, then I take all your heat.
I could just give you all my heat directly.
Well, it didn't work.
It did not work.
It did not.
But anyways, so yeah, we've all got asymmetric player powers. There's the foil cards, which adds like a collectability aspect to it. And then there's booster packs. It is easy to learn.
Booster pack.
I mean,
Events.
if you
It's
can
a
play
weird
Uno,
idea.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know
Uno
this.
game.
events. There are events. So each character has their own. They're going to bring their own set of event cards to the table when you play. So Captain Marvel's got these. It's going to, the Danger deck is going to have either events or villains. And so everybody that's playing is going to add their danger cards into one deck, gets shuffled up. And anytime you play a card with an exclamation point on it, that's a danger card. That means you then have to draw and play a danger card in front of you. It could be an enemy that attacks you. It could be an event that either affects everybody, maybe just you, maybe the next player, whatever.
The next round.
It's all very
Yeah,
specific.
you don't know if it's good or bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And there were some that were beneficial
Yeah.
No. And like Iron Man he also makes everyone burn when he does that.
when you play a danger card,
right.
right? So it is a
Incentivizes,
benefit for you
yeah.
to keep playing the danger cards.
cards.
And then, Black Panther wants the danger cards because he wants enemies in front of him that he can defeat so he can
Right.
keep
Get my
recovering.
cards back.
So yeah, this does a lot of things different than regular Uno. My daughter is a big fan of just Uno. She likes playing Uno and stuff. So this is a nice alternative for me because it makes it more interesting. And also because of the decking out puts a time
Limit on it, which is
Oh, yeah.
huge.
on the game.
It definitely makes Uno a lot more palatable for me.
Sure. Sure.
Because I've spent hours like in the garage back when I was married, like just doing. All I wanted to play was Uno, and games could just take forever. Right?
Yeah.
And having that deck out option as a way to knock people out is nice.
Right.
Even though it literally didn't happen this game, I still just think design-wise that's the best choice they made. Just saying, let's just have a time limit on Uno because there are literally meme videos on YouTube of like famous like board game reviewer stuff. I know No Rules Barred has done it. I know Let's Play has done it, which they do video games usually. They do the video game of Uno, but where they have like 4-hour videos of them playing Uno because it just doesn't end,
Oh,
like,
sure.
and so having a deck out mechanic is probably the smartest thing they added, even though it's just like a maybe. You still know this game will not go on forever.
Right.
right.
Well, it's like the opposite. There's one version of Uno. It's Charlie Brown Uno, and there are a few cards that have a picture of Charlie Brown on them. And if you play a 0 card, the next person has to draw until he gets one of those.
Oh my gosh.
And I had people who had like 40 cards in their hand because he never got one. I'm like, that is just mean.
Unfortunate.
This does not have that.
I mean, Tim almost decked out, what, 30 minutes? You were almost decked out?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it goes
a very
fast.
reasonable
Oh,
amount of time.
And again, we took our time just trying to make sure we were up to date on like
Right.
all the new rules and everything. Because yes, it plays a standard Uno.
But there are some nuances. There's some-
Well,
Right.
and not just that, but honestly, just I haven't played Uno in a very long time. But like when I played Uno, I don't play base rules, right? Like,
right.
like I play when you can't play a card, you draw until you can.
Which just makes it longer.
right? Like that is a normal variant rule that I just
Right.
feel like most people play with, but maybe
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
No.
and so by cutting those rules out, and going down to base, and then having the deck out, it does make the game much shorter.
Oh, yeah.
I do want to say, though, that I had a hard time with some of the Thor cards and
Oh,
the colors
gosh.
on
Yeah,
them.
that's true.
Yeah, so
Don't
Bob's
like
our resident
how-
You weren't the only
colorblind
one
player.
with the
Hand me
problem.
a Thor card. I'm gonna hold it up to the camera
Yeah,
here.
so,
'cause-
But, like, yeah,
so
like-
yeah, it's really obvious what color it is on him.
Yeah, on most of
Yeah.
those, it's
Really
pretty
obvious.
obvious, even though the
Green,
reds
yeah,
and greens
that's
can
the
be a
rough
little
one.
tough on some of the monsters if it says
Green,
play a
red,
red or
blue.
green card.
So-
So everyone has a design. So like
Yeah.
Iron Man's is super basic.
I know.
There you go.
There you go. So it's
Basic
literally just
or-
a number in the top corner.
Yeah, it's like a little riveted piece
That's
of colored
a
metal.
terrible example of mine.
The Captain Marvel ones were throwing me off every once in a while because
well,
she
it's
would-
because her emblem is gold,
And the
but the
surrounding
background is red,
yeah.
right? So like this card is red, even though her
And she has all that yellow hair.
But this guy right here.
Oh,
They
gosh.
were just
can't-
harder for other
can't tell what
people
color
to
those are.
see
You'd
because
think those would be
basically
blue. They're not blue.
Because basically that's the one on the right is red, but because his blue lightning is on top of it, the blue and the white are both mixing with the red in your vision, and it makes it look this really weird off pink.
And even
Yeah.
there, I'm seeing now the 3 looks more green on the screen than it does in real life.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Because the ways your eyes are picking
Yeah.
up the white, blue, and
It's
green
teal.
mixing
But
together.
it's teal
like
and pink.
Black Panther is solid,
Super easy for me to tell.
easy to tell. So
Oh, yeah.
that's actually my biggest criticism.
Yeah.
Is just some of
Yep,
the
me too.
design on the colors is a little funky.
Maybe
at
a little
times.
icon. That would be nice. But, I
But-
mean, it's,
Well,
you know,
how
you
some
have a lot
games
of
literally would
icons.
just have a tiny R in the corner and a tiny G in the corner.
Yeah,
right?
that'd be
some
perfect,
games,
too.
do that.
Yeah.
But honestly, I had a really good time playing. I know like everybody, Uno, we got to play Uno, and I'm like, I had a good time playing it. I thought it was fun. I was looking forward to it anyways because I play Uno with my kids.
Right.
But this is not an Uno that I would be embarrassed to bring around other people. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
Yeah.
I know we're not all like 10-year-olds here, but can we play Uno? I think that if I had this out at like a game day and somebody's like, "Oh, what's that?" I'm like, "Come on, I'll show you."
Yeah,
And we
don't,
can play
just
it.
don't tell them what it's called.
Yeah, like no,
It's Marvel Ultimate. Come on.
Marvel color
and
matching.
I am drawn in by the collectible aspect of
Yeah.
the foil cards.
The
like,
foil cards are super pretty.
Oh,
like
that is
I'd like
nice.
to get some
Yeah.
of those foil packs. I probably, well, I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye out for the character packs when they come out.
Yeah, new
because like other games that use IPs and then they sell it to you like piecemeal, like you just get the characters you like. Yeah,
Do you know what other characters are available?
not off the top of my head, no. But I would assume that Captain America, Spider-Man, like if they're not out yet, would
They will
probably
be.
be out
Yeah.
soon.
The most interesting thing to me is it's funny that I could see this almost as a like my first TCG kind of thing, to where it's like you don't want to get your kid into Magic the Gathering because you don't want to spend $8 million and you don't want
Drugs
him
are
to grow
cheaper.
up and be a douche.
But you do want to get your kid into Marvel Champions.
Yeah, great game.
great deck builder.
But anyway, so this game though, like if your kid likes Uno, most kids like Uno. It's a game they play a lot. This is like, oh, you want to go get the new Iron Man pack for Uno? Yeah. Or like I can see this being like a my first TCG moment, which that's an interesting spin.
I can just see my 6-year-old with his evil cackle as he makes everybody burn constantly.
right.
Sure.
I definitely sleeve these with kids.
The cards,
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
the edges of the cards, some of them are already getting a little white, a
It's
little dingy.
Uno.
Sure. Just
Yeah,
saying.
but this is
Sure.
not regular Uno, right? This is they're pitching a collectible aspect of it.
Right.
So you
No,
need
that's true.
you
That's
need
true.
So just sleeve the nice ones so
The
when you
foil,
shuffle
so
it
that
in.
you
You
never-
know,
Yeah.
I genuinely just think at the end of the day, if you like Uno, I mean, this is obviously a better version of Uno. It's just Uno with some actual deeper mechanics and stuff that go into it. If you don't like Uno, I really don't think this is going to dramatically change your mind. Like, you're not going to love this if you hate Uno, right?
You might
But if,
tolerate it more.
Right, but if
Yeah.
you're like indifferent on Uno, oh, you might enjoy this one enough, I just don't think there's going to be a drastic difference between how you feel between this and Uno.
I feel like this is one that I could take to like a meetup with a bunch of people who don't play a lot of
yeah.
like,
Right.
serious games, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, let's play that. Oh, it's a neat twist on it."
I
Right.
think that this is a really nice way to gateway game other people, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, look, like let's just play a game with very light asymmetrical player abilities.
Yeah, that's true. This
You
is a
know.
way to introduce asymmetric player powers. That's true to
And-
people who play a lot of really light games that don't have stuff like that.
Now,
Right.
I did have one extremely minor gripe because you'd have to be a real stickler for this, but
Okay,
I
I
can
hate it.
tell you exactly where the foil card is.
Oh, sure, it's not cut the same.
It's not cut the same. It's not the color, and it's also it's not quite the same.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sleeves.
And so
They
I
use-
saw it coming up in my deck, and I was like, oh,
Well, I can tell you something else too. One of the foil cards, there's a Marvel like sign here. It's not the Black Panther, obviously. It might be Thor's. The color on the
On the back is slightly off.
well, no, the Marvel's in a different color.
Oh,
Like
that is
straight
weird.
up, just in
Yeah.
a different color. It wasn't Thor. Did you
I don't
find
know.
your?
Yeah.
'Cause we were looking at him, and I was like, oh wait,
oh,
that's
it's this
weird.
one. Oh my gosh,
Nope. Found it.
that one's like so much darker red, isn't it? Is that it?
Well,
I
look,
might be wrong.
it's in black, and it's in white there.
Oh, you
Yeah,
mean the
you're
little
right,
Marvel?
You're right.
Yeah, the
It
little
is.
Marvel.
That is
Crazy.
funny.
Yeah.
So I am curious to
There
see
it is.
if that's just that card or if all the Iron Man cards are off
Man.
like that.
Good eyes.
Yeah, I was looking at him pretty close the other day, but anyways, yeah, I find
Pretty
this
minor.
version of Uno very appealing. As long as my kids stay interested in it,
Right.
I probably pick up some of the booster packs to have the other characters to play.
Yeah, I'd definitely be interested in checking out the other like decks of people and see what their
Right.
abilities are.
And again, like this is a nice thing as someone who hosts games and we do meetups and stuff. This
Right.
is like a nice, very easy thing you can have on there as an option to play to get other people to play.
Yep.
And yeah, and if you're trying to go to a game night with the in-laws or family that don't play a lot of games, this is a real easy one that I don't think is going to drive you as nuts as regular Uno
I
would.
mean, what, half an hour for the four of us playing
Yeah,
one
half
game?
hour.
Yeah.
Half hour, 4 players,
7 and up.
all basically learning the new version.
Sure.
And I think that and also though, right? You have to be. I did enjoy the level of player interaction. Now, granted, I'm playing with 3 of my friends that I love playing games with, and Spencer because there was a different person here.
Yeah, somebody else here too.
Yeah. No, just kidding.
Well, you kind of yourself.
Yeah.
I love playing games with myself. It's like the best.
I'm
But
my own best friend.
But I really did enjoy like our player interaction, right? As we were
Yeah.
going, and Dan's like, "Well, sorry, Bob, bloop," and he wasn't even
It felt
trying to
really
do
I
it.
bad.
know, because I had
It
a
was
handful of
literally
cards. There are like 2 cards each. I'm
Every
like,
time but one, fun. It was the card I had to play.
And I
It
was over
the
here going,
worst.
please don't reverse because he's going to hit me with
Right,
those.
right.
Every other turn, Spencer's like, Uno.
So I was
So he was doing all the Unos.
I enjoyed all the player interaction. I mean, obviously games can be like group dependent
Yeah,
sometimes.
sure.
And that half hour was you almost decking out. It was not going to get much longer. We almost
Right.
ended in 10
Yeah.
minutes when I got
true.
Uno originally.
Right. Yeah. It was. Yeah. Like 10 minutes
And then
before.
everyone's like, no, draw.
Pylon.
Right. But that's the thing, right? So that's how Uno can go for
Yeah.
4 hours,
Right.
but the
Right.
pylon is still not even the best strategy all the time because you still have to. You can slow him down, but then you still have to
Right.
enact your
Go
own
yourself.
strategy.
That was, I guess we're kind of repeating something here, but in different contexts. That was very smart from the ad because in normal Uno, there's no targeting. It's just the next player, right? You draw two. You draw two,
Right.
unless it reverses. Then you draw two. But now that they added targeting to where we can pile on the winner,
Right.
they had to add the time limit because otherwise there's no end. We just keep making whoever's winning draw cards.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was very smart that they wanted to add this targeting mechanic, but knew that that will literally make the game indefinite. So we have to add a time limit. Let's make a deck out mechanic that turned into the burn mechanic. Like you can see the ladder of
Yeah,
where the mechanics
right.
came from, right?
Yeah, and they all make sense. They all make sense. So, anyways,
So, smart.
anything else before we wrap up on this?
I think we.
No, well, we should point out we're not reviewing this.
No, we're
Yeah.
not going to give it a rating. It's Uno.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
it's
yeah.
Uno.
If you like Uno, these are what it changed.
I will say I would recommend this to people that I mean, this is.
Absolutely,
I mean, it's like any game, right? You're not going to recommend Feast for Odin to just anybody. You're going
Right.
to recommend it to people you think would like it.
I would.
So-
I give it a thumbs
I
up.
haven't even played it.
But yeah, I mean, I give this a recommendation. I think I like the twist. I appreciate the things they did. They actually did make it interesting, and I
than
like
I thought it
asymmetric
would be.
player powers. So yeah, I enjoyed it. But
Yeah, I mean, if you love Uno, this is a an upgrade.
Good version,
And again, just a small shout out because I say it all the time. Also, if you love Uno, while you're checking this out, check out the Bears and the Bees. It's a really cool game that has a
fantastic.
similar feeling to Uno. So
Yeah,
check that out as well.
it might still be superior to this. I have to play it again.
all right,
All right.
all right, guys. Well, for the board game rundown, I've been Tim.
That's Bob.
Spencer.
Carol Danvers.
Ooh, and this is Uno Ultimate Marvel.